Hello everyone, this is Miss Air and welcome to another interesting video about accounting. So for today's video, I will be discussing the different branches of accounting. So what are those branches? But before we proceed to the discussion proper, I would like first to ask you a question. What comes to your mind when you hear these words? Investigation, crime, and evidences. Sometimes we think of our favorite movie or favorite drama series na merong mga investigation, na merong mga crime scenes, or kaya mga nagagather ng evidences, right? So in the Philippines, meron kaming pinaka-favorite kasi na drama series na nag-i-air for 4 years now, no? So, ganun na siya katagal na nag-i-air sa national TV. And doon sa drama series na to, kitang-kita naman na yung main character natin ay talagang nagkakandak ng investigation, ng crime, or nagagather ng mga evidences. So, anong klaseng palabas yan? Or sino ba yan? Sino ba yung palabas na yan? Of course, ang pinaka-paborito ng mga tatay natin, ang FPJs ang probinsyano. Okay? So, in FPJ's Provinciano kasi, there is the main character, which is Cardo Dalisay. And Cardo Dalisay are looking for criminals, investigating them, and gathering evidences from them, like fingerprints, blood stains, and DNA samples. So, ito yung mga way ng isang Cardo Dalisay para ma-solve yung mystery activities na meron doon sa kanyang palabas, right? But do you know that in accounting as well, there is a mystery-solving activities, or it also involves accounting? Mystery-solving activities also involves accounting? Yes, that's right. Because in accounting, there is a specialized area. Ang tawag sa kanya ay forensic accounting. Ang ginagawa naman doon, they are trying to solve, instead na yung mga real-life situation ng mga crime rates like murders or drugs, etc., dito naman sa accounting, ang tinatry natin i-investigate na crime is may kinalaman sa pag-prepare ng financial statements. Either there is a theft or pagnanakaw, or yung fraud, yung pagmamanipula ng financial statements. Kasi guys, sa accounting, it's not just about recording financial transactions, getting your profit, sharing this to your users, not just like that, because accounting is a very broad study. And it deals with different kinds of branches. That's what we are going to discuss for today. So the branches of accounting are 8. So we have financial accounting, management accounting, government accounting, auditing, tax accounting, cost accounting, accounting education, and accounting research. For this video, I will only discuss the first 4 branches of accounting, and the rest of the branches will be discussed on the next video. Okay, so let's get started. What is financial accounting? When we say financial accounting, it is the area in accounting or a branch in accounting that deals with the recording of financial transactions of a business. And these financial transactions are summarized for the benefit of the internal and external users. But in preparing financial statements, we need to ensure that these financial statements are presented truthfully, reliably, because financial statements must be clear for the understanding of these users, the internal and external users. And how we do that? How do we do that? So we need to follow certain standards. No? We need to have standardized accounting reports. So what are the standards that we need to follow in accounting? So meron tayong Philippine Financial Reporting Standards or PFRS. We also have the Philippine Accounting Standards or PAS and the Generally Accepted Accounting Principles. Aside from that, aside from recording, aside from summarizing the financial reports for internal and external users, we are also specifying what kind of financial reports ang ibibigay natin sa mga users na yan. So we have two, the general purpose financial statements and the special purpose financial statements. Since we have two beneficial na users ng accounting information, or beneficiaries rather, ng financial information, ihahati natin yung pag-prepare ng financial statements or pag-disclose ng financial statements sa dalawa. So, ang general purpose financial statements, so these are the financial statements for people who do not have direct connection from the company. While yung special purpose financial statements naman are only for people who have direct connection in the company or with the company. So bakit kailangan ipaghiwalay? Kasi it depends upon the need kung sino yung nangangailangan ng financial information because not necessarily user ka ng financial information, all details of the financial accounts will be disclosed to you. Kasi there are confidential matters that is only for the eyes of internal users or that is only for the eyes of external users. So who are these users? So when we say primary users of the general purpose financial statements, sila yung mga potential investors natin, creditors, shareholders or stockholders, mga minimal shareholders or stockholders. We have government agencies, auditors, and other interested outside parties. When it comes to the special purpose financial statements naman, ang pinaka-users na to ay the top-level management since they have the direct connection with the company, yung top management, middle management, and other interested parties. Okay? So, since it is being prepared for both of these users, sabi ko nga kanina, kailangan ang financial reports natin ay naka-follow or naka-anchor sa mga standards natin. So, I will give you an example kung bakit talaga kailangan na naka-standardize ang financial data natin bago makarating sa financial, sa ating mga users. Okay, so I have here a friend. She is Ivana. You know Ivana? I know you are familiar with the famous Ivana, pero hindi siya yan. So yung friend kong si Ivana, marami kasi siyang pera. No? So napakarami niya talagang pera sa bangko. And naisip niya, sa dami niyang pera sa bangko, gusto niyang i-invest yon sa mga company dito sa Pilipinas. And ang pinaka-naiisip niya kasing company ay dalawa. Si Mang Inasal and Jollibee. Si Mang Inasal and Jollibee kasi sila, para kay Ivana, sila yung top fast food chain dito sa Philippines. No? Kaya yun ang naisip niyang pag-investan. Pero dapat isa lang. Yun lang yung kaya ng limpak-limpak na salapi ni Ivana. Isang company lang ang gusto niyang pag-investan. So, ngayon, nag-research siya about kay Mang Inasal and Jollibee. And based on her research, medyo na-confused si Ivana. Bakit kaya na-confused si Ivana? Kasi, nung tinignan niya yung preparation ni Mang Inasal na financial reports, ganyan ang itsura niya. And nung tinignan niya naman yung kay Jollibee, ganito naman yung itsura niya. No? So, naguluhan siya, hindi niya ngayon maintindihan or hindi niya ngayon ma-compare sino ba dun sa dalawa yung pinaka-best company for her na pag-i-investan niya ng pera. That's why, sinasabi nga natin na in preparing financial reports, dapat meron talagang standards para comparable siya sa mga makakabasa ng financial data na to. Kaya if halimbawa, si Mang Inasal yung nag-follow, for example, ng tamang format or tamang standards in preparing financial statements, and si Jollibee, it adheres to the same format or to the same standard of the financial statements or in the preparation of financial statements, mas magiging magaan kay Ivana na i-determine kanino ba siya dapat mag-invest. Ngayon, based on her readings and understanding of the financial statements, para sa kanya, para kay Ivana, ang pinaka-best ngayon na pag-invest na kanyang limpak-limpak na salapi ay sa Mang Inasal. So that's the purpose. Why do we need a certain standards in preparing financial statements? It is for the help, or it is to help the investors decide whether it is Mang Inasal ang pinaka-the best na pag-investan or is it Jollibee? Okay? So that's the best example. Why do we need to prepare standardized financial data? So the second one, how about the management accounting? So in management accounting, we also need here financial information. But this financial information are for the day-to-day decision making. Ang focus niya, kaya nangangailangan siya ng financial reports para mag-prepare ulit ng another reports na gagamitin ng mga managers for their day-to-day decision making. And management accounting, ang pinoproduce nitong reports ay para lang sa internal users. Therefore, since insider naman or mga managers naman ang nangangailangan lang ng reports for their future purposes, hindi naman kinakailangan na mag-follow tayo ng standards. Ginagawa lang natin to especially kapag ang makakabasa ay tagalabas or mga external users. So ano ba pinagkaiba ni management accounting versus financial accounting? Again, si management accounting, yung ginagather niya information ay para sa forecasting or forward-looking for planning purposes, no? Unlike si financial accounting, nagagather siya ng financial data to summarize this for a specific period para doon sa use nga ng external and internal users. Therefore, the information needed in the preparation of reports is historical. Unlike this one, ang kailangan niyang data galing sa historical data, pero gagamitin niya siya for forecasted financial report for future purposes. Okay? So, as often as possible, nagpe-prepare or nagre-release ng financial reports under management accounting since ang goal nito is forward-looking. So, syempre, in performing the task of the management accounting branch, kailangan na to ng expert. And the one responsible for that, of course, are the management accountants. So according to the Chartered Institution of Management Accountants, ano ba yung roles ng mga management accountants na yan? Bakit ba sila kailangan in preparing day-to-day decision making? Because management accountants are the one who advise managers about the financial implications of projects. They're also the one who explains financial consequences of business decisions. They're also the one who formulate business strategy. They're also the one who monitors spending and financial control. They're also the one who conduct internal business audits. and the one who explained the impact of the competitive landscape. Lahat na may mga kinalaman sa paglabas at pagpasok ng pera before or currently sa negosyo, ang management accountants yung nag-a-analyze at nagsa-strategize ng mga data na yan para sa future purposes. Kung ito ba ay for the advantage or meron bang naging disadvantage yung mga investments ng company. And for the last one, to bring high level of professionalism and integrity to the business. So since napakaraming mga roles ang dapat gampanan ng mga management accountants, dapat syempre kumpleto sila sa skills na nire-require as a management accountant. So what are those skills? A management accountant should be able to analyze, to strategize, to take risks, to plan, and of course, to communicate. Okay? So those are under the management accounting branch. So the third one, we have the government accounting. So under the government accounting, it is the main branch of accounting that is used only by the public entities. Okay, for what? So according to Section 109 of Presidential Decree 1445, government accounting is defined as an accounting system which encompasses the process of analyzing, just like with the private entities, recording, classifying, summarizing, and communicating the transactions involving, this is the very important. Since we are talking about government accounting, it involves the receipt and disposition of government fund and property and interpreting the results thereof. Meaning, ang purpose talaga ng government accounting ay para alamin kung saan napupunta yung pera ng gobyerno. Okay? Kaya ginagamit ito ng mga national and local government agencies. And of course, para mas maging maayos, ang pag-prepare ng financial data under government accounting, they're following a certain standard. Pero before we proceed to that, ano ba yung objectives ng government accounting? So government accounting aims to provide information concerning past operations and present conditions. So ganun din, kagaya ng mga private entities. This also aims to provide a basis for guidance for future operations. It also provides control. Ayan. Undergone tayo ng government accounting para malaman natin kung yun nga, kung saan napupunta yung receipt and disposition and utilization of funds and properties ng government based on the acts of public bodies and offices. And lastly, report on the financial position and the results of operations of the government agencies for the information and guidance of all persons concerned. Kung sa private entities, we are aiming to prepare a financial data for the users, for the external and internal users. Pero sa government accounting, ang pinaka-primary users talaga niya, syempre, yung mga public people or yung mga members ng community. Okay? So again, since ang pinaka-aim ng government accounting is to know kung ano ba yung pinaggagamitan ng pera ng gobyerno para sa mga mamamayan ng isang ahensya ng gobyerno, ano ba yung pina-follow nating sistema? So under the government, we are following NGAS or the New Government Accounting System. Okay? So under NGAS, ano ba yung ginagawa natin? So it concerns the stewardship of the government of public resources if the country's funds are used for public projects. Kung yung mga pera ba ng gobyerno na yan ay nagagamit ba for public purposes lang at hindi for personal use na makaka-benefit dapat ng maraming mga mamamayan. Okay? And another, ang pinaka-aim pa or pinaka-benefit pa ng NGAS na to, it also plays accountability sa lahat ng mga ahensya ng gobyerno para ma-discourage natin yung misappropriation and misuse ng public funds, no? Para talagang makita natin na ang pera ng gobyerno ay ginagamit lang para sa kapakinabangan ng mga mamamayan nito. Okay? So, also, in government, of course, we are following accounting procedures or process. So, the starts after the declaration, so the government accounting process starts after the declaration of the GAA or the General Appropriations Act. Ano ba si GAA? Ano ba yung use na yan for the government? So when we say GAA, it is the enacted budget of the country for the upcoming year. Kumbaga ito yung nakabudget na pera ng lahat ng sangay ng gobyerno para sa susunod na taon. Okay? So this government accounting process involves other government agencies like Commission on Audit or COA, Department of Budget and Management or DBM, meron ding Bureau of Treasury and other government agencies. So ano ba yung trabaho ng tatlong ahensya ng gobyerno na ito? Yan, ano bang trabaho talaga nila? So sa COA, they are the one responsible for keeping the government's general accounts. And aside from that, they're also the one to implement and disseminate the different rules and regulations of all government entities because just like with the private entities, we need also to follow certain standards because in the preparation of financial statements, dapat makatotohanan din kasi nga ang mas papakitaan natin kung saan napupunta ang pera ng gobyerno ay mismong mga mamamayan na to. Kaya ang trabaho ni COA, i-check ang lahat ng mga government agencies kung yung pera ba na inilalaan sa kanila ng gobyerno ay nagagamit talaga ng tama at hindi nagagamit para sa personal na pangangailangan. So ang pinaka-role nga ni COA, i-check yung truthfulness din at reliability ng financial reports. Kung ito ba ay honestly presented. Okay? Next naman is the DBM or the Department of Budget and Management. So, from the word budget, of course, ang ahensya ng gobyerno na to, siya yung responsable para sa pag-formulate or mag-create ng budget and implementation ng mga nailaang budget sa gobyerno with the goal dapat na bawat ahensya ng gobyerno ay makagawa ng mga proyekto na napapakinabangan nga ng mga mamamayan ng bansa or ng isang munisipalidad. Okay? And lastly is the Bureau of Treasury. So just like with the private entities, kung merong mga banks ang private entity, ang BTR or Bureau of Treasury, siya yung namang bangko ng gobyerno. They are the one responsible for the safekeeping of national funds. Okay? So lahat ng control and disbursement of the disbursement of such funds ay under yan ng Bureau of Treasury. Sa lahat yan ng sangay ng gobyerno. Okay? So those are the different government agencies that help the government or the national government to execute its plans or the enacted budget to all the government entities. And the fourth one, the last one to be discussed in this video is auditing. So under auditing, so parang may related ito sa COA. Parang meron silang connection. Meron silang actually connection because COA aims also to conduct audits inside the government entities. So under auditing, it is a branch of accounting that deals with the reliability, relevance, truthfulness, and fairness of the presentation ng financial statements. Yan yung kanina ko pang sinasabi. Ang pinaka-purpose ng audit para ma-double check kung yung pag-prepare ba, even private or public, ng financial statements ay makatotohanan para sa lahat ng mga users nito. So aside from that, auditing is also an unbiased examination and evaluation of financial statements. Bakit unbiased? Kasi when you double check a certain report, dapat you will also provide an honest opinion kung ano ba yung naging pagkakamali, kung meron man, ng isang agency. And since dapat under auditing, we are checking if the financial statements are presented truthfully, ang pinaka-help din talaga ng mga auditors natin is maiwasan yung theft and fraud. Kasi when we double check, hindi natin napapansin na meron namang mga hindi sinasadya na pagkakamali sa paglalagay ng financial data. Pero meron kasing ilan na sinasadya nating bawasan ang nakalagay sa financial information either for personal purposes. So kaya nga may auditing tayo para masilip natin kung yung financial reports ba na nagawa ay tama at nararapat. Okay? Para maiwasan nga yung mga ganong instances, yung mga pagnanakaw at pagmamanipula ng mga financial information. So there are two kinds of audits. There is an internal audit at meron din namang external audit. When we say internal, of course, tao siya na nagkakandak ng internal audit sa loob ng company. Yun ay para maiwasan. I-double check na rin lahat ng mga procedures, processes, lahat ng pag-prepare para maiwasan yung risk pagdating dun sa external audit. Kasi ang external audit, of course, mas mahigpit yan because wala silang relationship or wala silang connection sa company na pag-auditan nila. Kaya mas strong yung financial audit na gagawin nila sa isang company. So, ang pinaka-remedy talaga doon is masilip muna ng internal audit. Okay? For the minimal risk na po pwede nating ma-incur pagdating kay external audit. So, there are important notes. So, who are the one who conduct internal audit or external audit? So, meron tayong mga tinatawag, of course, na auditors. So, yung mga auditors natin, they are the so-called certified public accountants. Okay? So, dapat tayo ay lisensyadong mga accountants. Aside from that, again, since ang auditor, you are double-checking if the financial statements are presented truthfully. So, dapat independent ka from the company being audited kahit ikaw pa ay internal auditor. No? Wala kang papanigan. Kaya nga unbiased examination siya. Dapat wala kang papanigan. And of course, kapag ikaw ay na-audit or nag-undergone ng isang audit, may improve natin yung credibility ng company. At kapag credible ang isang company or ang isang government agency, mas magtitiwala lahat ng mga users nito. Even yung mga employees natin, yung customers natin, mas maraming mag-i-invest sa atin, maraming magpapautang kasi nga, napaka-honest natin sa pag-declare ng financial information. And once our financial statements are being audited, ang tawag na sa kanya ngayon ay audited financial statements. Ito yung pinaka-importante, no? kapag nagkakandak ng audit class, dapat tinitake note natin lagi yung auditor's opinion. Kasi this will help the organization or the company to improve its systems or yung mga maling mga practices na nagawa niya para sa improvement pa ng company in terms of sales, in terms of performance, etc. Okay? So, pinakabasihan ito para malaman ng company kung tama ba talaga ang paggawa nga nila ng financial statement. So, very helpful ito para sa company. So, there you go. We will discuss the next branches on the next video. So I hope that you understand the lesson regarding this topic. So on the next video, I will be presenting the references that I use in this first video. So I hope you understand the different concepts of different branches of accounting. So happy learning. Bye.